What's going on YouTube? My name is Mr. Crippled and today I'm going to be bringing you my Medusa impressions video. If you like the video, don't forget to comment and like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like to keep up with any future content, I will be leaving a link to my Twitch and my Discord in the description below. Now, Medusa is one of the newest hunters, came out with Aphrodite and Pele. Very easily the strongest out of the three. Her early game and her late game is just absolutely ridiculous. Really safe poking, great poking, and it's paired with her clear as well. So it's really easy to get damage off with her. And again, she is a hybrid scaling character, so she will get bonuses for building both strength and intelligence. Something that's a little bit different from her though is that most of her abilities actually scale more with intelligence rather than strength. So having more intelligence items on to have your abilities hit a little bit harder would be really nice. But if you want to focus more on the autos, you really can do that. But that does open up her being in flex spots in either carry or in mid. Some of the things that Medusa is bringing to the game with her is the fact that one, her passive is really nice for people who like to move around a lot, making it to where she ignores movement penalties when strafing. And then when you're backpedaling, you actually move twice as fast as most people. So she does have pretty decent mobility as far as just her base movement. She does come with built-in anti-heal, which is really nice considering all the characters that are kind of meta right now. Baron, now Aphrodite's in the game. There is a little bit of caveat to that though. If you miss any part of her too, you won't be able, the anti-heal won't really be applicable. So it could still be beneficial building at least some anti-heal in her. That way you can get damn near 70% healing reduction and still have the 40% healing reduction for just hitting your autos. So it's really hard to heal against Medusa. Medusa is an ability-based character. You can build her for autos. However, her abilities just hit way, way, way too hard. Plus, since she does have a stim in her one with tick damage, you want to have that tick damage hitting as hard as possible and having enough strength to where you get a lot of attack speed off of the one anyway, so you can damn near one shot somebody. The only issue that she really has so far, in my opinion, is that if you are fighting without lane minions being there, being able to hit her two can be a little bit challenging because it is a skill shot. But because of the splash damage behind it, if you do manage to hit it, you can hit everybody behind that target. Her mid game is also a little bit strange. She definitely has one of the stronger early games because she can clear so easily. And late game, she can basically one shot anybody that she looks at. But her mid game is a little bit strange. Her mid game is where you're going to try to be determining whether or not you want to focus more on auto attack damage or ability based damage. And during that awkward phase, it's a lot easier to kill her because the early game she can kill you very quickly. Mid game it takes her a little bit more time because now everybody's starting to get the cards on. So she becomes a little bit more of a liability. Plus that's when the rotating phase kind of starts in Conquest. So while you're trying, and at the end of the day she is still a hunter, and most hunters will not be fully online until late game anyway. So that mid game is kind of where she struggles at. Also, stacking her passive is really strange. If you don't know, basically one of the biggest changes that they gave to Medusa is in her ultimate. Whenever you kill somebody with it and they become a statue, if you break that statue, you gain a permanent strength and intelligence buff while also gaining a temporary strength and intelligence buff. And on paper, it sounds very nice. You know, you break a statue right before a team fight, and then you go in, or after you ult somebody to kill, you can break their statue using your acid spray, and then use a temporary strength buff to be able to kill everybody who's there. Problem with that is that when you're playing Medusa, the ultimate is really there to set you up for the kill, not the kill itself. And if they beads, you won't be able to get the full benefit off the ultimate anyway. Plus her base damage is already so high that the base damage is already so high that it's dang near it's almost useless. I don't really see any point to have the stacking passive on her. Mostly because it just doesn't do anything for her per se. I mean, she only gets 5 strength and 5 intelligence off of it anyway. So it's not like it's a healthy amount anyway, and most of the time you're not even going to be killing with the ultimate, so I think that's kind of a waste. Another thing that she does bring is the fact that now the attack speed off of her one does scale higher if you have a lot of strength. But the crazy part is that the actual damage on the one, which is the tick damage, scales more with intelligence than it does with strength anyway. So having hybrid items is definitely going to help you kill a lot quicker. And having some strength items and some intelligence items. I've actually been using a full-on mage build on her, and it still hits just as hard. The problem being is her sustain, because she is still a hunter, so she's naturally a lot squishier. Um, Plus, whenever you want to do your combo with her, she does have to put herself into harm's way, because her run move that you can use is not really meant to be used as a run move at all. It's actually meant to be used as an engage, because it has a root on hit. So if you use your root, they let's say underneath, they can't backflip immediately. So what you would want to do is you would pop your one, and then you would dash at her and hit your three, and then get as many shots off on your one as possible, dealing as much damage as possible. That change is really nice with the attack speed change, so you can burst down somebody a lot quicker. Um, I Another thing that is really great for her right now on the hybrid scaling is that her team fight capability is insanely strong. The ultimate being a slow or full on stun for 2 seconds. A 2 second stun or a 3 second slow is absolutely ridiculous. Um, so even if they don't look at you, they're gonna have to be the slow, or else they're gonna be put in very difficult positions. Plus, her ultimate is on a fairly low cooldown, being at about 100 seconds, and you're gonna want some CDR on her anyway, so you could probably knock that down to probably 70, 60 seconds. So having a team-wide stun every 60 seconds is gonna be kind of crazy. I don't think it's the better team fighting ult than, let's say, Danzaburo or Cupid, simply because Cupid's stun is an AoE, and it's a lot harder to get out of. And then Danzaburo's stun, he can use it to get around people and hit a specific target if he has to aim with it. I also noticed that there is a little bit of aiming issues with the ultimate. I don't know if it's me or not, but if they're dead on you, sometimes it feels like it's missing. I don't know if it's a bug or not. But there are some instances where it feels like the ultimate should hit and it just straight up doesn't. Um, she also has very, very strong poking along with her clear with her two. Your two, you're going to be leveling up anyway, and plus, again, mentioning that it has anti-heal on it, the poke off of it is going to be very strong. So in most cases, you're going to be leveling that two, then you're going to be leveling the one. And it's really hard for early game hunters to fight her, especially if you build a conduit gem, because now your two will basically full clear at level 7 or level 5. In all honesty, you just hit the wave with your two, and hit the both the support, the carry, or the mid if you're playing by yourself. Definitely a really strong character and easily the best out of the three. Let me know what y'all think. Definitely gonna be on my roster for hunters who I want to play as, and hopefully they don't nerf this character. But I'll catch y'all later, and thank y'all for watching.